If someone asks you, what happens if you eat too much junk food? Should you answer, if you eat too much junk food, you get fat? Or, if you eat too much junk food, you will get fat? Both are possible, but do not mean the same thing. Do you know when it's appropriate to use one form or the other? If you don't, this video is for you. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This week I'm going to talk to you about future time clauses in English with a focus on the sentences commonly referred to as zero or first conditional. Future time clauses confuse some students because although both actions happen in the future, in English only the action in the main clause will contain a future modal verb. The action in the time clause, or if you wish, in the if clause, must be conjugated in the present simple. For example, take a look at these sentences. When I get home, I will give you a call. After I call my mother, I will make lunch. As you can see in the time clause, both verbs are conjugated in the present simple, whereas in the main clause, you will see appear a word that indicates future, which is the modal verb will. By the way, you can also flip these sentences. The only difference is in punctuation. For example, you can start the sentence with I will give you a call when I get home, or I will make lunch after I call my mother. As you can see, the only difference is that in the second possibility there is no comma. So if you start the sentence with the main clause, you would not use a comma to separate it from the time clause. Now, let's go back to the sentence on the first slide. If you eat too much, you will get fat. In the time clause, which is headed here by the word if, the verb is conjugated in the present simple, as you can see, and in the main clause, you find the future modal will. As you might know, in English there is no verb tense for the future. Instead, we express the idea of future through the use of modal verbs or modal expressions. For example, instead of saying if you eat too much, you will get fat, you could also say, if you eat too much, you are going to get fat. Or you could say, if you eat too much, you may get fat. The difference here is in the degree of possibility in the future. While will or going to indicates a higher degree of probability, may indicates a lesser degree of probability. When there is a connection in terms of consequence or result between an action, in this case eating too much junk food, and another action, in this case getting fat, we use the word if. Because if introduces the idea of condition to the result of another action, we call these sentences that include if, conditional sentences. In this video, I will focus on two types of conditional sentences. The zero conditional sentence, in which both actions are conjugated in the present simple. For example, if you eat too much, you get fat. And the first conditional, in which the verb in the if clause is in the present simple, but in the main clause we include a future modal like will. For example, if you eat too much, you will get fat. In the zero conditional sentence, we express the relation between two actions, which is always true. There is no idea of future possibility. For example, if you eat too much junk food, getting fat is always the end result. So the consequences of the action are always true. On the other hand, in the first conditional sentences, we are merely establishing a real future possibility. If you eat too much junk food, there are good chances that you will put on the kilos. You can express different degrees of possibility by replacing will with may, might, or could. To recap, be careful with the verb in the future time clauses, or, if you wish, in the if clause. Although they happen in the future, we conjugate them in the present simple. Zero conditionals refer to situations that are always true. Do one action and the result is a given. And first conditionals refer to the real future possibilities of an action. If you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. I'm planning on uploading a video at least once a month or more often, depending on how much free time I have. Thanks for watching and see you next time!